1-0. Deep drive, right field, back to the wall, it's off the fence, and Tristan Casas walks it off for Worcester. 2-0 pitch, line to left, Granberg coming on, diving for it, oh, he got it! Devlin Granberg! It's the first no-hitter in Woo Sox history. Michael Wacha, A.J. Politi, Chase Sugar, and a big assist from Devlin Granberg. And the Woo Sox have no-hit the first-place Durham Bulls. 4 base runners already for the Woo Sox, but no runs yet. Until now. This one's ripped into deep left field. Kyle Stowers looks up. It's gone! Yu Chang, a 3-run bomb. And the Woo Sox strike first. Hernandez at first, Goodrum at second, Scott at third. The 2-1 lined into left field. The Woo Sox will take the lead. Scott's coming in right behind him, Goodrum, and Daniel Polka delivers. 0-2 to Hill, swinging a looper to shallow left. Abreu got a late break, but Rafael is right on time. 1-1. Bouncing ball to second base. Goodrum has it. He'll flip to second for one. Koss turns the double play, and Brendan Nail gets out of it. The Woo Sox win the ball game, and it's Brendan Nail's first AAA save, and man, did he earn it. 2-1 is launched to right. This one's deep. Back to the wall. We are tied. 0-2 pitch. Back up the middle, and Gomez caught it. Out of the glove and into his hand, and Rio Gomez able to leave him loaded in his first Polar Park inning. He says, sorry, Matt Adams, I had to do it to you.
Saturday baseball in the heart of the Commonwealth as the AAA Worcester Red Sox look to snap a 4-game losing streak and work their way back to the top of the standings against the first-half champion and Orioles affiliate, Norfolk Tide. It's the Woo Sox pregame show brought to you by Workers Credit Union. Hey everybody, with Mike Antonellis, I'm Tyler Murray. Natalie Norrie joins us in just a bit. And even though it hasn't been the best week on the diamond for the Woo Sox, still a chance at some history here today. And we're not talking about their absurd 20-3 record on Saturdays. It's all about the speed for David Hamilton, just one steal away from setting a Red Sox single-season AAA record. Sunday series finale at Polar Park as the AAA Worcester Red Sox look for another series win over the Yankees AAA affiliate, the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders here in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's the Woo Sox pregame show presented by Workers Credit Union. Hey everybody, happy Sunday with Cooper Boardman. I'm Tyler Murray. Natalie Norrie joins us in just a bit, and we've seen the Woo Sox win some tight games lately, but yesterday, back and forth, a 14-12 final. We say it all the time, but I guess this team knows how to win in a lot of different ways, Coop.
Well, David Hamilton's up with the Red Sox, so that means Nick Sogard returns to the top of the Woo Sox order. He'll play third base tonight. Then Nico Goodrum at second base. Willie Abreu DHs and bats third. And Bobby Dahlbeck, who had another eye-popping homer yesterday, cleans up. Ronaldo Hernandez catches and bats fifth. Then Daniel Polka, the right fielder. Narciso Crook, the center fielder. Christian Koss at short. And Marcus Wilson in left round out the order against Nick Nelson. 27-year-old right-hander from Panama City, Florida. Originally a Yankees fourth-rounder back in 2016. A couple of years ago traded to the Phillies along with Donnie Sands. As Sogard, to nobody's surprise, starts the opening inning by getting on base. He is batting .327 coming in his 12 games as Worcester's leadoff man.
Yeah, Sogard really lighting it up at the top of the order. We'll take a look at the Lehigh Valley defense. This is on the contrary to where the Woo Sox have been. A very stable defense, especially up the middle. Cave covers a ton of ground in center. Kingery was at second base yesterday. He's over at short. He plays both very well. Defensively, Lehigh Valley does a lot right.
These two teams have got a lot of similarities with solid offenses, but maybe not overpowering pitching staff, so the defense can really set these two apart. Well, Jim Kane and Cooper Boardman in our pregame show did a wonderful job documenting what was an incredible night for Nico Goodrum yesterday. 4 times on base, 3 for 3 with a home run, a walk, scored 3 times, and he knocked in the game-tying run as part of that eventual game-winning rally in the 8th. And he got to show off for his daughter Karina on her 2nd birthday here at Polar Park. And what a day for Nico. Comes in with a 15-game on-base streak, and it's become his best month in terms of run production, slugging, and hard hit balls. The walks are still there, but this is the guy we really expected to see after making 5 straight opening day rosters in the big leagues. Count evens 2-2.
Yeah, and it's the continued patience for Goodrum. You go back to yesterday, had the walk, then delivers a solid home run to the batter's eye in center field. So he's not being over eager at the plate and really selective with his pitches.
This one's fouled away. He told Katie Morrison O'Day of Mass Live that he tries to put himself in the pitcher's point of view, thinking, do I want to give this guy, Nico Goodrum, 3 good pitches to hit?
This guy.
And usually the decision is no. So he understands that AAA pitchers are being careful with him, and that's why he's able to lay off a lot of unsavory offerings.
Now that's also something that you really got to applaud him for, because you're at this level, as you mentioned. He's been a mainstay on a major league roster. Sometimes you want to swing your way back onto a big league roster, but he has not extended the strike zone.
Sogard takes off, but it's spoiled by Goodrum. I think this month alone for Goodrum, 362 in June, a 492 OBP, which is top 5 in the league since the end of May. I mean, he's doing everything he possibly can to prove to the Red Sox or any other team he's ready to go.
And how about the ability for him to play first base? He'll slide over to second base where he is today. He's got a little bit of versatility as well for the Woo Sox.
That's where there was definitely a little concern when they lost their 2 middle infielders, Valdez and Hamilton, yesterday, but they still had Goodrum. He could slide from first to second base. But then in the 8th inning, before his game-tying single, he fouled one hard off the lower half of his left leg, and that's when the concern came in. You really can't afford to lose this guy right now.
Yeah, Worcester's saying, we don't have anybody else available on the bench right now. And look at this exchange. He's able to fight off a couple of tough pitches, works it to his favor.
8th pitch of the at-bat, got him on a changeup. In the end, Nick Nelson wins a long battle for the first out.
Yeah, you're still able to force Nelson, who's had a lot of success this season and has had a chance to pitch in the big leagues. He goes to the off-speed stuff this time and just gets Goodrum out in front. Why don't you force him to throw 8 pitches?
Here's a sight for sore eyes, the return of Wilyer Abreu, one of the more exciting offensive prospects at this level in the system. Missed 17 games with the right hamstring strain. It was the last day of May. They were on the road in Louisville, and he came out of the game in the 8th inning. And not usually a guy you would need to replace defensively, and certainly not at the plate. Sogard takes off for second. The pitch is outside. Throw from Hicks is a good one, but not in time. Dexter Kelly says Sogard's in there, and an RBI chance now for Abreu.
A good jump here from Sogard. It was a good pitch for Hicks to try and throw down to second on, away from the left-handed hitter. You can see Sogard getting that oven mitt in, almost overslides the bag. He's able to keep that left foot on as he removes the hand. So very close play for stolen base number 11. How about 111 for the Worcester Red Sox this year?
It's one of their many strengths. Home run hack there from Abreu. His power numbers were really heating up before his injury. Went deep 6 times in May, only twice in April. The Red Sox just love this guy's plate discipline and how quickly he's grown in such a short amount of time in the system since the Christian Vasquez trade last summer. Now he's behind 1-2. It's a day that a lot of Woo Sox fans have been waiting for. Can you get everybody healthy at the same time? Well, we're not quite there yet. Unfortunately, Ryan Fitzgerald just went on the injured list today, but you got Abreu back. But at the same time, you don't have your leadoff man because David Hamilton is in the majors. It's just the nature of the beast in AAA, but at any rate, it's good to have Abreu back in that 3 spot. Missed a couple of changeups so far in this at-bat from Nick Nelson. And the 2-2 is another one, but he got a piece this time.
And think about this for, you take a look at the moves here. You mentioned the shuffling. You lose Zimmer and Fitzgerald, unfortunately, but Abreu back. Shugart has been a key part of that bullpen. Hamilton. So constant movement. The only constant at AAA is change, my friend.
That's the truth. 2-2. Abreu gets under this one. Another change, and it's popped to third. Ellis into the outfield grass will make the catch. And there are 2 away for Bobby Dahlbeck. And obviously, when your starting pitcher was just signed out of indie ball about 24 hours ago, it's a sign that maybe you're spread a little bit thin at this time of year. But you also got some reports that, you know, Brandon Walter might be needed in the big leagues tomorrow. So a lot of reasons to celebrate for this AAA coaching staff, the development success stories they can share. Bobby Dahlbeck is certainly one of them. 4 home runs in his last 6 games, including 1 off of a moving train beyond the left field video board last night. You were here, Jay, in 2021 when Johan Mieses hit 1 off a train. Just those 2 guys.
Both impressive. I think Dahlbeck's harder to see than Mieses. His hit off the tracks and then up in the air, but nevertheless, as we said in the pregame show, couldn't get a reading on how long that home run was for Dahlbeck.
In 2023, all the technology we have, no match for Dahlbeck's power, which now has him atop the league leaderboard in home runs, 18. It's a 4-way tie, in fact. Let's take a look. 115 off the bat and a launch angle of 38. And we're told that there has not been a combination like that in Major League Baseball this year. Up the near side of that train behind the video board. As Dahlbeck takes ball 2. So the question starts to become, what more does Bobby Dahlbeck need to do? I think the good news for him is that the trade deadline is not too far away, and you can't imagine there won't be any suitors across Major League Baseball if the Red Sox do not need to call him up. And that one hits him. It was a changeup that got away from Nelson at 87, and that'll put 2 men aboard for Ronaldo Hernandez.
This one just gets away from Nelson. That's scary for Dahlbeck. Came in, hit him on the hand. See him trying to peel out of the way, right up on the forearm for Dahlbeck. He doesn't look like he's really disturbed by it, not showing any signs of slowing down.
Fortunate that that was a changeup. Nelson can throw pretty hard. Guy who spent all of last season with the National League champion Philadelphia Phillies, a long reliever, ERA at about 4.5, as he misses to Ronaldo Hernandez. Pitched once in the playoffs. Nelson threw a scoreless inning in Game 3 of the World Series to help the Phillies beat the Astros in their first home game, and they had taken a 2-1 lead in the World Series. 7-0 was the final. That was the game where Bryce Harper hit a home run on the first pitch he saw from Lance McCullers, and then went to the on-deck circle and told Alec Bohm something in his ear, and then Bohm went deep. That was a madhouse in the city of brotherly love, but in the end, of course, the Astros won the series. Hernandez on the ground, foul. 2-1. Back to the bullpen with that from Simone Muzziotti. The bullpen was busy yesterday. A full bullpen day for the Iron Pigs. Had to use 6 different guys, and after a good start, they just couldn't hold the lead. The Woo Sox scored 5 unanswered late to win it. And Ronaldo Hernandez was a big part of it. He had a single in the 7th and a walk in the 8th.
Well, he had a smash in between the third baseman and shortstop, and as we talked a little bit in the open about that rally, that win, I feel was ignited by the bunt base hit from Nick Sogard that started that 3-run inning.
He wasn't the leadoff man yesterday, but he led off that inning, and he's been an elite table setter as Hernandez just missed that fastball. And
he got into a 3-1 count. We were talking about this with manager Chad Tracy earlier today, and you know that's a hitter's count, so the infield will back up a little bit. They'll shift him towards the shortstop side, and he just said, okay, you're going to give me that. I'll lay down a bunt. And then Hernandez, who's been red hot, able to come through. And it's just so hard for a team, like really any team, when you're on a bullpen day. How do you piece it together with 7, 8 different pitchers? Lehigh Valley almost got there, but the Woo Sox able to break through.
It's their 23rd comeback win of the season as Hernandez fouls one off again. They've got 36 total wins this year, so that's 64% of their victories have been of the come from behind variety. Now that does include an instance where maybe you're down just 1-0 after an inning and you come back to win it, but still an impressive number, and Chad Tracy seems to take a lot of pride in it. Two on, two out. Early opportunity for Hernandez, and he takes high.
You know, go back to that at bat that Goodrum struck out on in this inning. 8 pitches utilized by Nelson. Now he's pushing a 30-pitch inning. If Hernandez can get on base, it's going to put Lehigh Valley in a very difficult situation.
Runners go, payoff pitch, bouncing ball left side, base hit to left field. Sogard's coming home. The throw to third going to be close, not in time, and that scores a run. If he's out, I'm not sure they give that run to the Woo Sox, but Hernandez gets Worcester on the board with a ribby single to left field.
Yeah, this one feels a little risky on the base paths, but same spot for Hernandez as he did yesterday in the 8th inning. A bounding ball into left field. So you got the speed on the base paths of Sogard. Here comes the throw to third. Dahlbeck might have thought that was coming home, and it is a bang bang play. And if that's an out, you're right. Can't see the sized up box in box, but it was close if Sogard had crossed. And now you're looking, as I was mentioning earlier here, a conundrum for the Iron Pigs with Nelson now at that 30-pitch threshold. Things can start unraveling quickly, and they're going to need him to go, as you mentioned, with all those relievers that they had to use yesterday.
That is 20 RBIs for Hernandez now in the month of June. He's played in 15 games now. Only Chris Williams has more ribbies this month. But you said it, it'll be 30 pitches at minimum in the opening inning for Nick Nelson. This was a hero from yesterday, Daniel Palka. RBI hits in each of his last 2 at-bats. Knocked in 1 in the 7th and then a 2-run single in the 8th. That broke the 5-5 tie, and you get a 7-5 final because of Palka. Both of those hits went to the opposite field.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that we've seen him come through with the shots the other way.
Now he gets ahead 2-0.
You think of him as a big pull hitter, a guy that has tremendous power, and he does. But about a month ago, we started talking about his usage of the opposite field, and it just makes him such a more complete hitter in this lineup.
Dahlbeck dancing down the third base line as Palka rolls one over. This time it's gobbled up by Quiros, and that'll leave runners on the corners. But another ribby for Ronaldo. Hernandez with a 2-out run scoring single, and the Woo Sox have a 1-0 lead after 1.